What's happening, crypto fam? Happy Sunday. Good morning and welcome back to Love for Crypto. I'm Scott. It's a pleasure to have you here. I appreciate you taking the time out to consume the content, so thank you. This morning, excuse me, CBDCs, they're coming, man. It's the imminent, the absolutely imminent. And now when I say imminent, I do mean like the imminent could be tomorrow. They're not coming out tomorrow. It's possible, highly improbable, that they're going to bring them out before a webinar, but you know what I mean, the imminent. So from Tuesday, the Bank of England's got a webinar about the discussion paper that they released last month. If you haven't seen that discussion paper, there will be some links in the description for it. We'll have a little overview of it now, and then you can go and read it yourself. You can register for the webinar, and you can be ready on Tuesday to watch it and take part. So basically, let's go and see the tweet. This is Bank of England tweeted t'other day. Just in case you missed it, there, they've pinned it. Well, fair play to them for pinning it. But in case you missed it, we're exploring the potential benefits, risks, and practicalities of a central bank digital currency. Join our webinar at 10 a.m. on Tuesday the 7th of April to learn more. Sign up now. I am assuming, with it being Bank of England, the 10 a.m. means 10 a.m. BST, which is British summertime, an hour ahead of GMT, Greenwich Mean Time, because we've gone an hour forward in spring. We're now on British summertime, not GMT. So bear that in mind. We can go to the link it provides. It says Central Bank Digital Currency Discussion Paper Webinar. We are running a webinar on our Central Bank Digital Currency Discussion Paper, which was published in March. We're exploring the potential benefits, risk, and practicalities of a central bank digital currency and would like to hear your views. It is going to be two-way webinar. Register and join in. If you want to say and want to put your views across to the Bank of England on how CBDC should be run, and let's drop some ILP bombs, let's drop some XRP bombs, let's get in that webinar and ask them why the hell they're not coming out and saying that Interledger Protocol is the protocol that's there to fix interoperability problems, the XRP and ODL is there to fix liquidity problems, that collateralized debt can fix the debt problems. Let's get in that webinar and put it on them, guys. Let's put it right directly on the toes. How to register through the Twitter link. Go to Twitter, find the post, hit the link. You'll come to this page, hit out a register. Boom, make a company up if you have to. Put your actual company you work for and just put that I'm a gimp. I'm the cleaner at Apple. It don't even matter, mate. Just put it. And just get registered. Blag them if you've got to. So let's go to the next tab. Firstly, before I will say, discussion paper, central bank digital currencies, March 2020. We got it up the other day on a live stream. The future of money. So there's all sorts. I'll read through the summary, and then there's another page that gives it an overview. I'll drop the links in the description before I upload the video, guys. Our approach to CBDCs. What is a CBDC? Our approach to designing CBDCs. Opportunities for CBDCs to support the bank's objectives and design principles. A platform model of CBDCs, from regulation to compliance to privacy data protection, economic design and impacts on monetary and financial stability, the impact of disintermediation, switching from deposits to CBDC, the impact of CBDCs on the bank's monetary and financial stability objectives, the technology design, requirements of the core ledger, decentralization and resilience of the core ledger, programmable money, and the next steps and priorities for further research, understanding the impacts of CBDCs on payments, understanding the impacts of CBDCs on money and financial stability, and functionality and provision of all CBDCs. Interesting. That is a very, very deep, long document, and we can come to this one here from the 12th of March. Again, I'll try and drop the link below for you guys. Central Bank Digital Currency Opportunities, Challenges and Design, a discussion paper published on March 12, 2020. The Bank of England has published a discussion paper on central bank digital currency. Read a short summary below. We will now go through the summary, because we want to be ready, man. We need some people in that webinar on Tuesday. We need to put it on the toes. Why are you not talking about ILP? Why are you not talking about new collateralized debt? Why are we not talking about ODL? An electronic form of central bank money, central bank digital currency, will be an electronic form of central bank money that could be used by households and businesses to make payments. The bank has not yet made a decision on whether to introduce a CBDC and intends to engage widely with stakeholders on the benefits, risks, and practicalities of doing so. Read more on the electronic form of central bank digital money. It's probably just going to take to the main paper now. Let me have a look. No, it just drops down. A little drop down. We're going to read them anyway then. A CBDC will be an innovation in both the form of money provided to the public and the infrastructure on which payments can be made. If a CBDC were to be introduced in the UK, it would be denominated in pounds sterling, just like banknotes. So £10 of CBDC would always be worth the same as a £10 note. Any CBDC would introduce alongside rather than replacing cash and bank deposits. A CBDC would not be a crypto asset or cryptocurrency, nor necessarily based on the technology that powers them, distributed ledger technology. It would just be digital pounds. And we know most of our money's digital anyway. Only 6% of the world's cash is hard cash or something. So it's any CBDC would be introduced alongside rather than replacing cash and bank deposits. Interestingly, put that next to the SDR thing that we say when XRP added to the XDR and SDR baskets of the IMF, and then replacing the fiat reserves of IMF with a more digitally sound CBDC version. Listen, if they pull all the cash off the streets and put an ILP API onto digital pounds ledger, and they make the ledger a little bit more transparent, is that not just a CBDC anyway? It need central bank digital currency. It doesn't say central bank distributed ledger technology currency. It doesn't say central bank digital assets. It says central bank digital currency. Now, most of your currency within your central bank is already digital. That's what I'm getting at. All it needs is the ILP API and for the cash to go. It also needs revaluing, doesn't it? Now it's not pegged to anything. And people are starting to realise that your £10 bank note is not actually an IOU, it's just a fake IOU. It's basically just a unit of account that everyone agrees on, that's all it is. But money and payments are changing, baby. We're interested in CBDCs because this is a period of significant change in money and payments. Got a little graph here of percentage of total payments in the UK by volume. Automated credit card. So cash has declined massively. Debit card increased massively. And in 2017, they crossed each other. Cash dipped below debit card. Debit card went above cash. And automated credit, debit credit and credit cards are still low. The use of banknotes, the bank's most accessible form of money, is declining, and the use of privately issued currency continues to increase. With technological changes driving innovation, these developments provide the public with new ways to pay for goods and services, which support and enable the digital economy, but also present new risks. They raise an important question for the bank as the issue of the safest and most trusted form of money in the economy. Should the bank provide the public with electronic money or a central bank digital currency, CBDC, as complement to physical banknotes? Again, it's just ended on the question. It's ended the webinar. Get in a webinar. Tell them what you think. What do you think the CBDC should be? Your money, mate. Especially if you're in the UK. It's your money. This is what I'm saying by democracy and consensus. They need... Everyone in the UK should be in this webinar having a say on what happens to their currency, not just hidden behind links and websites. If you're not on the Twitter, you don't know about it. Everyone in the UK should have a say on this. So designing a CBDC, the discussion paper outlines an illustrative model of CBDC designed to store value and enable UK payments by households and businesses. This model is not a blueprint for CBDCs, but rather a basis for further exploration of the opportunities and challenges that CBDC could pose for payments, the bank's objective, and the wider economy. In this platform model of CBDC, central bank would build a fast, highly secure and resilient technology platform which would sit alongside our real-time gross settlement RTGS service to provide a minimum necessary functionality for the CBDC payments. This could serve as the platform which the private sector payment interface providers would connect in order to provide customer-facing CBD payment services. They're building it for us. They're building it for us. So all they have to do is build a platform of CBDCs. The central bank will build a fast, highly secure and resilient technology platform that sits alongside the current RTGS system. I've told you as many times, that RTGS system shit up. Send anyone a tenner like that through a text message, mate. Don't we need to use the bank sort codes and stuff through a text message? Which is what like Zum and that are going for. What technology could a CBDC use? I don't know. Maybe an ILP API and the XRPL ledger and the XRPL DEX exchange, mate. Choices around the technology used for CBDCs are as important as they would have significant impact on the extent of which a CBDC meets our overall objectives. The technology used to power CBDC should be chosen on the basis of our design principles. There are trade-offs between different design principles, so we would have to strike the right balance in order to achieve the bank's policy objectives. We do not presume any CBDC must be built using distributed ledger technology. There is no inherent reason it could not be built using more conventional centralized technology. Well, there is a reason. And it's to take power off the banks, because a lot of us are sick of banks being nothing but companies and controlling how we live. Making us double spend money and going overdrawn, and then charging us for the fact that they didn't stop money that we didn't have coming out of our accounts. And no, I'm afraid that your centralised system and your centralised technology is going to go, bro. It's going to go, bro. Don't care what you do in the next 5 years to sort it out, yeah? And you do this and you do that and you still keep a bit of control. But I'm telling you now, man, come the future, consensus is coming for your ass. If you're not doing stuff by the book in the future, it's coming for everyone, mate. However, DLT does include some potentially useful innovations which should be analysed when considering the design of CBDCs. Distribution and decentralisation may enhance resilience and availability, but could have a negative impact on aspects such as performance, privacy and security, and bank profits. Don't say bank profits, and bank profits. CBDC may be able to provide programmable money through smart contracts. There will be a range of options for how this might be delivered. Chapter 6. Future engagement. We welcome your views. We want to begin a dialogue on the appropriate design of CBDC and an evaluation of whether the benefits of CBDC outweigh the risks. I tell you now, whatever risks there are in CBDCs, they're a lot less than the risks in fiat. All the money laundering going on in fiat, it stops that straight away. Say what you want about private networks and all that, but any drug dealer who's taking cash only and not declaring it into his bank account, what's he going to do when there's no cash? Homeless guys, seriously, the AML argument that criminals use cryptocurrency ain't gonna wash anymore, and if you buy into that, you're just an idiot, or you've been idiotic in that moment. That was idiotic thinking. It's gotta go both ways. The transparency, the security, it's gotta go both ways. It's gotta be fair. The world is becoming decentralized, and we're going to see democracy, laws, court systems, and everything governed and regulated by a consensus and by the people. The people. Not corporations, not companies, not governments, the people. are the people we're the ones important. So given the wide-ranging implications of CBDC for the bank's objectives and a wider economy, any eventual decision to introduce a CBDC would involve Her Majesty's government, parliament and regulatory authorities and engagement with society more generally. Right, well, I tell you what, why don't you just scratch Her Majesty's government off, because they don't do nothing anymore, right? Scratch a parliament, the regulatory authorities can come and sit in, and then the rest of the country sits in the conversation as well. We'll all have a big conversation on our phones. You're doing a webinar and that. Just put it on BBC, mate. Put it on BBC instead of just your Twitter with your 300,000 followers. Put it on BBC with 50 million viewers. Hey, go and tell them there's a webinar on Tuesday, considering everyone's locked down. I'm having a break in work, me, so I can join in it. I hope I can get the hour away, 10 till 11, and just chill and listen to it, because I need to. At the bottom of the page, a CBDC discussion paper, which I will also link in the description again. Then they've got digital currencies, news and publications. It's time to talk about money. Central bank group to assets to assess potential cases. There's a lot of good stories on there. A lot of good stories. But yeah, central bank digital currencies from the Bank of England is on its way. It's on the way from the rest of the central banks as well. There's just a little bit of ironing out to do. And luckily, we've got on a webinar where we can give a little bit of two-way and we can all get in there and throw ILP on the toes, throw XRP on the toes, throw consensus algorithms on the toes. It's happening. And I've told you, 2030, vote Scott. Because if they don't do what we say, we'll make them do what we say. The first and last president of a new world order, baby. And then we'll let the algorithms run it after that. You know the dance, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Wishing health and happiness to you and yours. Stay safe. Stay or get happy. Yeah, if you're not waking up with a smile on your face, try and change it. If you need a little bit of support, reach out in the DMs. Always here. Always try to make people smile. So yeah, it's it could always be worse. It's just a matter of perspective. Take care. We love crypto. We love XRP. We love that the Bank of England are finally moving forward with CBDCs, and we love you. Take care. Peace, and I'll see you on the next one.